Today on the Conroe Living Channel, we're in Montgomery, Texas, in Montgomery County on Houston's north side. And we are checking out a brand new community that's just got a ton going for it. Great school district.
Check.
World-class amenities.
Check.
Large 50 to 70 foot lots.
Check.
Barnyard animals.
Check. Well, kind of. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Hey everyone, my name is Jeff West.
And I'm Jess West.
Jeff and Jess, we try to keep it simple. We are local realtors and hosts of the Conroe Living Channel, where we identify and celebrate everything that makes Conroe, Texas, and the greater Montgomery County area one of the fastest growing areas in the nation, as well as one of the best places in the nation to live.
What he said.
Today we're in the neighborhood of Clopton Farms, a 125-acre master planned community by Tri Pointe Homes. It sits halfway between downtown Conroe and downtown Montgomery. Its location is only a couple of miles away from shopping centers and the recreation of Lake Conroe. You're also only about 20 miles away from world-class dining and shopping in the Woodlands, which is also a major employment hub with companies like Exxon, Huntsman, and Chevron Phillips. Even with all of these things right around the corner, it still feels like you're living far away from civilization. Clopton Farms used to be an actual working farm owned by, well, you could probably guess. It was established all the way back in 1895 and has been passed down from generation to generation of the Clopton family. It's kind of like the Yellowstone Ranch, just less murdery.
Said he's going to take me to the train station.
The Cloptons sold 125 acres for land development, but still hold some of the land immediately adjacent. This adds to the seeming seclusion as you turn onto Clopton Farms Drive and pass by the family's livestock. Now, it's not a petting zoo, you're not allowed on their property, but I believe it is legal to moo at them as you drive by. The neighborhood itself is only about 350 homes, but for such a small community, they pack a ton of features into it.
This neighborhood has a lot to offer when it comes to the amenities. There's only 300 homes in here, so you're not going to be fighting everyone to try and get to the gym equipment. Come on, let me show you what I'm talking about.
Though the landscape has changed, the developers wanted to honor the heritage. The lake is actually from the original farm that was used to irrigate the land and water the livestock. Water the livestock? Is that what I'm trying to say? You know what I mean. The wood that was used on the amenity center is actually reclaimed from the barn that used to sit on the same spot. Inside you have the gym, which is open 20 hours a day, and on the other side you have a rec center that residents can rent out for special events. You also have an outdoor pavilion and gaming area, playground for the kids, and a stocked lake for fishing with hiking trails. Homes in Clopton Farms start at around $370,000 and go into the mid-700s. Clopton Farms is actually made up of 3 different sections. Garden Glen, which has homes on 50-foot wide lots, Harvest Point, which has 60-foot lots, and Brook Bend, which has homes that sit on 70-foot lots.
Okay, it is now time to check out some of Tri Pointe's handiwork. We're going to take a tour through some of their model homes. By the way, I am recovering from cancer right now, so I kind of hate the way I look on camera. I'm going to give Jess more FaceTime because she definitely looks better than me right now.
Right now? What the One of the things that I don't like about this kitchen is there's no double ovens. I'm a cook. I absolutely love to cook and entertain. But what I do like is the microwave up here. It's not an eyesore over your range, and I'm tall, so I'm not gonna break my back. One thing I do love about this living room, it does have a deco fireplace. Now these fireplaces are plan specific. Some of them do have these, but some of them also have the option of having a gas fireplace. The bathtub actually recesses about 5 inches down into the foundation. So when you're getting out, you just step up just a little bit. Makes it easier to get in and out. Not only do you have a deep soaker tub, you also have a big shower. There's not really any room for a seated bench, but there is a foot bench in there for shaving your legs. I mean, you might be able to sit on it. I don't know the size of your butt. Now coming right up here.
I meant to do that.
One of the downsides of having such an open space up here is the noise does travel down. So if you're downstairs watching TV and your kids are up here being rowdy, watching football, yelling at the TV like I do, because I'm a big trash talker, I do have a solution for you. We've had clients with similar floor plans, and one of the solutions that I did recommend is getting the accordion doors, and they'll go up flush against the wall here when you open them, but when it's time to cut out the sound, all you do is close them, and they're pretty inexpensive. And they're not permanent. This is bathroom 1 of 2 for the upstairs. Now, I don't know about you, I don't like sharing a sink with my husband, let alone my sister, so each of the kids get their own sinks.
So we start at the 50-foot lots. The smallest floor plan they have here starts at 2,100 square feet, starts around $450,000. This model is 2,800 square feet. It starts about $500,000, and of course the price will go up depending on what kind of finishes you want.
Coming in here, at first glance, it looks like the closet is small, but it actually snakes around. One thing I really do like about this closet is there's a lot of wall space in here, and it even allows to add a 3rd row of shelves. If you want to get fancy, I guess you can hire a closet organizer, but our advice is free. One thing I do like about this floor plan is they utilized the space underneath the stairs. You have plenty of space for hanging and storage, and if it were me, I'd wall this off. On the other side of the closet, I'd cut a hole out here and put a bed in there. That way you have a doghouse for your pets or your husband. So on the 60-foot lots here, you can build a home as small as 2,600, but if you need a little more space, it can go up to 3,300, I think. One interesting thing that I found that was kind of odd, this home here is actually a little bit smaller than the 50-foot product. The model home here is 2,700 square foot, but on the 50-foot lot, it's 2,800 square feet. But I guess that's because a man measured it.
Since the model on the 60-foot lot was smaller than what they can build, here is a current inventory home that sits right about 3,000 square feet. It's currently listed at $512,000, but one of the reasons that you hire the West team is to negotiate better deals. If you want any more information about this property or any of the others in the neighborhood or any properties in Montgomery County or the greater Houston area, just pick up the phone, give us a call, text, or email.
Let me show you why this is my favorite house. One thing I love about this floor plan is the porch is actually a little bit wider, so it allows you to bring extra furniture in, so you can't get mad when your wife goes and buys big furniture. One of the things that I really don't like about this floor plan is how small the laundry room is. There's not really any room to put an extra fridge or anything. I know you can put them out in the garage, but nowadays they're putting them in here. This is by far my favorite kitchen. I don't know about you, I love to cook and entertain, and the fact that they have the double ovens in here, oh, my favorite. And this giant island. Can you imagine the feast? Y'all have got to see this. So as you're cooking and entertaining your guests, this specific floor plan does have the option to have a 3-slider door, so you can open up the entire wall and have a true indoor-outdoor living. This model actually does have a gas fireplace, whereas the other ones, they do have a deco fireplace. I call it electric fireplace. What do y'all call it? Let me know in the comments. So this is one of the larger homes, and they definitely did not skimp on the size of the shower. It is massive. Plenty of room in there, and you have a freestanding tub. Unlike the other tubs, this is a true freestanding tub where the other ones are kind of sunken in. Coming into the primary closet, it is bigger than the other ones, but what the other closets don't have is a little luggage look. Look.
Nuggage look?
The luggage nook.
Yep, definitely luggage. Okay, as we all know, there's no perfect place to live, so as we try to do in all of our neighborhood videos, I'm going to give you a pros cons list of living in Clopton Farms. That way, if you're thinking of moving to the area, you can take this information, compare it to other neighborhoods to decide what is the best fit for you and your family. On the channel, we try to give as much information as possible so that when our clients come to us, they already have a pretty good idea of what they're looking for, so we can focus our efforts on the negotiations, the home design, things like that. One positive of Clopton Farms, it feels really secluded even though you've got everything you need right around the corner. The main road getting to your home is Rabin Chapel Road. It's a very heavily wooded 2-lane road. You turn onto Clopton Farms Drive, again, more woods, a couple of cow pastures before you reach the community. It's going to be a very quiet community with only 300 homes. I say it's going to be a very quiet community. There's still a lot of construction going on, but when that's done, it's going to feel very secluded and set apart. Now, on the downside, Clopton Farms does have a relatively high property tax at 2.89%. Now, there are other new build communities that are higher than that, as high as 3.4% in Montgomery County, but compared to the average, it is still higher than most. Now, if you're in a neighborhood where your home value is in the $300,000 or under, the Texas homestead exemption currently is $140,000, so property tax isn't that bad. But when you're pushing $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, that property tax can make a huge difference in your monthly payment. Another positive of Clopton Farms, it is zoned to Montgomery ISD. Montgomery ISD is a very sought after school district. People moving from all over the greater Houston area, all over the Texas area, for their kids to get into this school district. So it's zoned to Keenan Elementary School, Oak Hill Junior High, and Lake Creek High School, all of which are exemplary schools. Another downside of Clopton Farms, it is a single builder community.
And what I mean by that is TriPoint is the developer. They are the only ones building homes in Clopton Farms, as opposed to some of the other master plan communities in the area where they've got several different builders, or some of the communities that are custom home communities. The reason that that makes a difference is because the houses here may tend to be more uniform, more cookie cutter. The resale dynamics could be a little more difficult because your neighbor's house that's selling at the same time of yours is going to be similar to yours, so it's hard to set it apart, where you're not going to get that in some of those other communities. Now, I will say this. TriPoint has done a very good job of trying to combat that. They've got 12 different floor plans in the neighborhood. They've got several different elevations on each of those floor plans, elevations being what the house looks like on the outside. And they have another rule where you can't build the same floor plan more than 2 to 3, I believe, lots away from each other. So they work hard to battle that uniformity dilemma. Another positive of Clopton Farms, the lots are actually about 35 to 45 feet deeper than what you're going to find in comparable new build communities. One of the things we hear consistently from our clients as they're moving into the area about new build communities is they hate how the houses are right on top of each other. You've got a 5-foot easement that you can't build on your lot on either side of the house, and so does your neighbor. But most of the time, those houses are 10 feet apart, as close as you can get to one another, so that the builders, developers can maximize the profit on the land. This is going to be similar to that. It's not going to be the same thing as acreage lots where you've got a lot more room in between your neighbors, or some of the older communities where they do the same thing. But at least you've got more room in your backyard for building a pool, entertaining, things like that. And one more downside to Clopton Farms, traveling to different places can be difficult. If you're needing to get to the freeway, Interstate 45, the best way for you to get there would be to go down south to 2854. It's a direct shot there. The problem is Raven Chapel and 2854, there's a stop sign there, and 2854 has a lot of congestion on it. So I've literally sat for 15 minutes before being able to turn left to go towards the freeway. They just built a new community on Raven Chapel as well, Chapel Lakes, and that's just going to add to the congestion. Now, eventually they're going to build a stoplight there, I'm sure, because there's so much new construction going on. But in the meantime, what you can do is cut across Capitol Hill Road to McCaleb. It's another smaller road, but it'll help you avoid that congestion. Clopton Farms is an awesome neighborhood, but it is just one of many great neighborhoods in Montgomery and the greater Montgomery County area. If you like Clopton Farms, you may be interested in this neighborhood as well.